Welcome back, everybody. It is Randy, MyScreenKit.net, and of course, king of solar screens all over the beautiful state of Texas. I have fielded a bunch of requests to build a Colonial solar screen right here live with all of you guys around the world today. So, I've done the hard part. And always remember, of course, if you want camera information, which actually is my gorgeous wife, she is back for the best of it. Oh yeah. I've already laid out all of my bars because there was really no need for you guys to see that because we have that understanding of how we cut it. This particular one is 43 7/8 wide. So we know our little crossbars to create the Colonial grid, of course we call them mud, will be exactly 2 inches less. Why? Because we use a full 1 inch aluminum frame. Screen code USA, baby. And you know we're the big Twitchell guys as well because, in my opinion, it is the best solar screen in America. Twitchell, Alabama. Take a look for yourself. Twitchell.com. I will give them a shout out till I'm blue in the face. But it's your home. And just remember, MyScreenKit.net. We are going to add this, oh yeah, because a lot of you keep asking, can we buy Colonial Grid? Yes, you can, and we are going to put it in those kits when we turn it back on next month, as previously discussed in other videos. But always remember, when you're out on there measuring your windows, you'll always measure left to right, dead center, where your grids are going to go, left to right, bottoms up. Left to right, bottoms up. It's very important, especially if you decide to send this to somebody to do, because myself and actually all of the fabricators, to my knowledge, and I'll stand corrected as always, to my knowledge, all fabricators want that same left to right, bottoms up, when you give them the measurement for your Colonial grid. And the reason is because we're going to lay this down on our bench, and it's going to be just the opposite. So we're going to measure right to left, but we'll still do bottoms up. Now, incidentally, this is an arch. We got a little critter up here. Get here. Yeah. That beautiful cameraman does not like spiders. Get out of here. Can't believe I'm live on internet. Squashing a spider. I love it. This one here, as I was saying, is a arch, which is perfect. So we already know that one grid is going to be pretty much dead center. I'm going to come back to your side of the fridge just for a moment. Because what I have is two options for you. We have these crossbar pins that are pre-sized for the grid work. But as fast as we move here, sometimes these are a little bit of a booger to put in. And when they are, I just toss them to the side. And instead use the crossbar pins that are full size. I just take their little wings and push them down. And now there'll be a perfect fit into that small grid work for our Colonial work. And it's that easy. And you will likely find this in the kit. Most likely. I'm trying to find those smaller ones that aren't quite as tight. If I'm able to do it, those will be there. Otherwise, folks around the world, when you order it, you'll have to just push down the little ears. So, with that said, let's assemble a Colonial grid. Let's roll it. Woo, yeah, let's make it look good, baby. Let's do it. Right on, yeah, I love it. So, I've already put all my hash marks, where each crossbar needs to go. And I just use the back end of my little Sharpie. And I do this already. And again, remember, I measured right to left and bottoms up. And I did that already so that once I've laid this in, my life's a little bit easier. Now, because this is a do-it-yourself, there will be no notching, so you don't need any special tools other than your miter saw. And of course, if it's an arch, you might need a bandsaw to create a curve, which I did have to do to the three tops. We'll worry about that some other time. But in my opinion, the best thing to do is all your horizontal first, so left to right. Put those at the bottom, and then put your tall ones on top. To me, in my opinion, it makes it stronger and more stable, keeping it from hourglassing and popping out or bowing and anything. So let's go ahead and tear this apart. I'll go ahead and stick my little crossbar pins in, which again, I showed you guys how I tap those out. Sometimes even tied in the grid or into the track line. I like that. So. was planning to, because I have a rectangular Colonial to do, but I may just, so that I don't bore you guys, leave it with this one. Whoopsie. That pin's a bit of a trouble. I'm gonna have to use the back side of my razor blade. Shame on you. You get in there, you're making me look bad. Ah. Perfect. Now I'm gonna switch to the side. Now, as I'm doing this, one thing you guys will notice, that as I'm putting in all these pins, the ones that run up and down, I'm only going to do the bottoms to start. I'm not going to do the tops. Why? That's a good question. Why aren't you? Well, I have found as I spin this around, because I find it easier to work on my right hand. You guys have heard me talk about that any number of times. I'm a righty, so I work off the left side of my bench. As I spin this around, I have found those crossbar pins, fling, and I hear them ting-ting around the yard, or around the yard, excuse me, around the shop. And even though these are really cheap pieces of metal, these are still like 8 cents a piece. You get 2 or 3 or 4 of those every day, and somebody ain't getting a bonus. Probably me, Too much waste, no bonus for the man. Alright, so now I'm going to do the bottom. Or in this case, the ones that go across. And I do realize this will take you an extra 4 or 5 minutes, just depending on how you work. But if you're able to do it like I do, you'll cut all your horizontals, and then you'll cut all your lengths, or for your heights, first, and then put all of this here, so you're not jumping back and forth. Alright, so I'm only eyeballing this, just so that I can keep it somewhat straight when I go to roll it. Now this particular order, this looks black, doesn't it? Is this black? Or is this the dark brown or black gray?
It looks like black.
Oh my gosh, I may have accidentally thrown out the wrong color. But I guess the world's going to see this because I'm almost 50 now, so I get to wear my glasses. Oh, believe it or not, that is the black brown. I love it. It looks black, doesn't it? My gosh. It's probably the lighting. And I wanted to make sure. Because this one's for a guy here in Houston in retail. His real name's Eric, but I call him Easy E. And he notices everything. So if I even put a little smidge of something wrong, King. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Can't go wrong with a nice sharp blade. Ah, look what I did. Nice sharp blade, and I still got a chunk of it here. Get over there. All right. Now, you've heard me tell you guys this 100 times as well, and I'm just going to re-preach it because I want you to do it right. This is what I love to do. I love to teach this industry. And I want you guys to have the most beautiful product available. And I'm doing this slowly. Sorry about that. The reason I am is I don't want to move my bars. But black brown or dark brown, or of course you guys know on our website we have our own royal chocolate. By the way, we shipped a bunch of that royal chocolate last week. That was great. Which is basically black material east and west and brown material north south. This one is especially important. If you don't keep that square, that will definitely show an angle or whatever the case. So I'm going to make sure my one side is square. Reach in my trusty spline. And folks, you've heard me also preach this 1,000 times. Please, please, please use hard spline. Do not use soft spline. Soft spline is like rubber. And as you start rolling it, it starts corkscrewing. And I can't tell you how many times I've had the back of my legs whipped. Because, man, that whack, whack, whack. Use the hard spline. No whip, no whack. And it doesn't look like you got in a fight with somebody and they took a switch and whipped your tail over. So, I'm going to go ahead and put this. I'm just verifying that everything is dead center to make sure you guys know how I slide. Keeping it nice and square. I've had a few of you say, hey, I get these bubbles. And I've talked to several of you guys, and I won't use your name, but of course, you know, you're out in California. And we talked about this. Have no fear, because when we get to that other side, we'll be able to pull that out and you will not see said bubble. And you can see I accidentally moved that one a little bit. These are great. So now I'm down here at the end. You guys have seen me do this. I just pull it nice and tight. And then I typically grab that material just to prevent any kind of wrinkles or anything, because, you know, after all, wrinkles don't go on our solar screen. At least we hope. So here I am doing that big twisted shop around here. And here in a moment, I'll go ahead and take care of that. But I'm going to go ahead and do this first, just to make sure I don't accidentally bump into my stuff. And what you see me doing, as you guys have seen me in the past, as I'm pulling this, I'm just putting a little pressure pulling out as I spline up. That way we make sure it's nice and taut, not too tight, not loose. Just right. And you know what? I forgot to tell my joke of the day. Oh my gosh. That's terrible. I actually don't even remember it. But I did have a joke for you guys. All right, I'm going to grab a couple of those. John needs 3 of them. So here's where I stick that in. Now these are angled. Obviously we're at an arch, but have no fear, because that pin will still, these are sure some tight little tracks. All right. That pin will still go right into place without any fears. Oh, I do remember my joke. I do. So my wife said, "Why don't you ever buy me flowers?" And I looked at her and said, "I didn't even know you sold flowers." You do? It's a good sign, folks. She's laughing. I want her kicking my butt later for that one. Actually, that was a joke, of course, but when it comes to this beautiful woman that's standing behind holding this camera right now, I don't just buy her flowers. I planted her an entire flower bed with sunflowers and angel somethings. Lavender, and I mean just flowers galore where the butterflies and the hummingbirds just go cuckoo. And I love it because I love seeing her out there just having fun, sniffing. There's elephant ears that are as big as she is, okay? I mean, they're huge. I think they got into my testosterone or something because they're big. But that's what I did because it's just, I thought it was better. I could buy you flowers, but in a couple of days, they're going to wilt away. That's your angel baby package for the rest of our lives. I love this. Well, let me get back to work. My goodness. I think I'm trying to earn brownie points for some dinner or something, huh? All right, so we're doing the same thing, folks. Of course, this is an angle, so you're going to see me twist my hand up and out as I come over the top, and then up and out in the other direction as I come this way. Cool. Let's trim that off. Now, obviously, I'm going to come and I'm going to trim my spline line, just like that, to make that nice and pretty. But of course, I don't want you guys to have to stay on the video too long. So here's where we're going to do our finishing touch. I'm going to get my trusty drill, my riveter. We're going to use those beautiful rivets you guys have heard me talk about any number of times. Because what we're doing is, instead of notching, which of course you use a big company, even bigger than me, I don't notch. I do an overlay. Even they will do a rivet from behind to keep those two bars hugging each other and holding onto each other, because we want to make sure when you put this up, it's going to last you potentially a lifetime. So what I do now, because we did an overlay, is I'm going to come over here to every other hole, and I'm just going to go dead center where they connect. I've got my 3/16 drill bit, and I'm just going to shove my rivet in it. And and that's it. Now I'm using a bronze rivet. To my knowledge, and again, I love it. If you can correct me on this, do it. To my knowledge, there is no black rivets yet for this industry. Dark bronze is still the big one in charge of you. So I'm going to come through, and because this is so big, you can do every intersection or skip an intersection. It's up to you guys. The easy big area. He likes perfection. And I know if I skip a corner, he'll be a little upset. See, get that up here. And I'm not going to bore you guys with this and do this whole thing here on this video. Instead, I'm going to pop these last couple that I've already drilled, and I'm going to stand this up. And I want to show you guys what that finished product looks like. Now we will create a separate how-to for just doing the Colonials. We're going to create that this next month while our site's down, getting that beautiful revamping that we've been just so excited about. Oh my gosh. We want to do it all right for you guys. Take a look at the finished product. Now you just saw me rivet this, nice and tight. For this side, no rivets. And that's the reason why we rivet. Everything's from behind so that all you see is the beauty of this layout. My Lord. I've heard some retailers get $200-300 for this. I mean, that is insane. This is going to be in a kit, so you can do this at your home. Whether this is for your home, or maybe you're doing screens part-time as an extra income, which I encourage everyone to do. Or maybe it's a full-time business like my beautiful wife when I started all those years ago. It was supposed to be temporary. We've been here forever. So, but that's it. That's your Colonial grid. And I trust that that should answer all of the questions that fans have rolling it over. I'm going to lay it back down. And of course, this was 1 inch white with the white grid guard. And we use what we call black brown, or Twitch will call us black brown. We also have our own that's called Royal Chocolate. It's our own private label. But we don't sell that here, so that's only available for you guys around the country online. So we don't sell it in Houston. Too many options makes it tough, so we just stop. But that's it. MyScreenKit.net, folks. King of solar screens all over Texas. We are here for you there. Look for us. I appreciate you watching us, following us. Continue to send your emails, your ideas, your thoughts, your questions. MyScreenKit@gmail. King of solar screens @gmail. Or right here on YouTube. And do me a favor, like, subscribe, follow us for more future ideas when it comes to WindowScreen. I thank you guys for hanging out for the last 15-20 minutes. And again, I'm here for you anytime. You guys be blessed.